You know, every time something happens to the Corvette and I got to fix it, I feel like I should film it. And that's what I did in this case too, because it may help somebody else, even though there may be a slew of videos on the web that does the same thing and maybe even better. But the point is, I want to share it with you, the things that I do. I know when I have to look for something that's broken and I got to fix it, don't matter what it is, if I can find more than one video on the web, it helps me to lead in there and get tips from different guys doing the same thing. It's always helpful, and that's kind of what I'm trying to do today. I had an experience, which is the first time I've had in the vet for a long time, for 9 years. I had my battery go out. I mean, I went out there, I started the car, and it just, well, I didn't start it actually. It went click, 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 nothing, then zero. I had nothing, no way at all. I didn't even have a volt. When I went out and put it on my tester, I didn't even have nothing. I had nothing on it at all. Now, I figured, well, I got to move it around to get the wheel turned and some other things just to get the battery out. So I have to get this running. And that brings me to another point today is, I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but this is a Guru. And what this is sort of a solid state charger, or not charger, but a starter. And man, does it work. The really cool part is I mean, you got it in the case, but I'm going to show it to you because this actually was probably the only thing that I could have had gotten this to work. And because not only when you can connect this up to your battery, and if there's any juice in there at all, it will say ready. You can turn it over and it will start right up. I've used it like 3 or 4 times. One other time on the vet when I left the lights on the inside. But generally, you don't even have to do anything but just connect it and away it goes. There's cables and so forth. And there's a slew of other things you can use with this. But why I bring this up now is my battery was super dead. I clicked this on there and it didn't show ready. It blinked, which means you got to hit the booster button. I hit the booster button, got behind the wheel, started right up like it was, like the battery was 150% charged. I mean, it just started right up. Great. I introduced you to that because one, it saved me here, but it also saved me on the road. I use it when I go on the boat. I use it on any vacation. I always keep it in the car of one of the vehicles that I either am traveling with or have some concern with, for sure. Now, I'm not going to give you a big commercial here, but I liked it so much, I made a video on this on my other channel, which I'm going to have you check out. I think I can give you the contact to it, so you can check it out and see the video I made on this, because it does a lot more than just start your car. Anyway, I didn't mean to go so much into that, but that's what saved the day here. So I had to pull the battery. Now if you go on the web, you're going to see a lot of battery videos for sure, and you should. And all I'm going to do is another video of the same type, take it out like I do, and I'll put the new battery in. These are battery number 27, which is the size that we need to get. I ended up getting an AC Delco that I'm putting in it. I like AC Delco on the basis of the car was born with an AC Delco, so it only makes sense to put an AC Delco in it now. So I'm pretty excited about getting it back running, and I mean, it's one of those things you have to do. But this one lasted almost 9 years, so, but it died, and it died overnight, and it was super dead. Okay, so I'm going to just go to the video. You look through it. I appreciate you watching. Hope you enjoy it. Hope you get something out of it. I know there's 1,000 ways to do it, and this is probably the basic, easiest way that I know. Okay, thank you for staying with me. I mean, there's not a lot of tools we need to do this job. It's actually very few compared to a lot of jobs. We need an 8mm wrench, and that's primarily to be used for getting the battery cables off the battery. Then we have a 10mm that is open in on one side, so we can undo the bolt that's down on the bottom of the panel, so we can slide the panel out. And then we need a screwdriver with the proper tip to take these screws out on the side so we can take out the whole panel. And that's where one of the big differences. Some guys will only loosen the bottom and they pull back on this, really taking a chance when it's not hard to slide it out, slide it back in. Plus an extension or two, and I believe this is a 13mm bolt that's down on the bottom there to hold the battery in place. You need to loosen that, and then you can wiggle, and get the battery out. Okay, we'll get started. I think it's basically good to take the ground off first, and that way, if you positive touches something, it's not going to fire the spark. And it's good to look them as you take this off, make sure it's not corroded at all. These are not. Okay, now I want to get these screws out. You see why you had to move the tire a very hard turn, so we had room to get these screws out with the screwdriver. Okay, now we want to find a bolt down here that's between the panel and your actual body frame. Now if you move your finger along there, you'll find where, oh, there's an opening here. And once you find that opening, you can slide this in there and move it around till you get through the bolt. See, now once that gets loose there, this whole panel comes out straight. Oh, I forgot about one more. I always do that too, and it's a number 10 at the top here. And we're going to take that and loosen that up. There we go. There it is. Once we get that out, now, you know, you're going to get, like I say, I haven't done this for maybe, well, 8 years, 9 years. Yeah, about 9 years. So anyway, that's the bolts you need. Now the bolt battery is ready to come out. Okay, this is the last bolt here, and this is where I kind of like to use this. Okay, now we don't want to take it out. We just see how loose it is. We just want to get loose enough where we can lift up the battery and get it over. There we go. And then we can slide it out. Okay, now this is actually a perfect time to clean this up down here. All this stuff that you don't usually get to. See this right here? This is your drain. When the water gets into your hole there, then the water would drain out on the side of your battery and down on the ground. Hopefully, that's the idea. All right, now we get the new battery, slide the new battery in there, hook it up, and go from there. Okay. On there, okay. And make sure you put it in face forward. There you go. See, it slides right under there. And slide this up to the front, because up here there's also a lock that locks it in. Make sure the handle is down there. Slide this fully forward, put this there. There we go. Okay, so I know that it's in there good, and it's not, they're not stripped. Okay, battery, this could be a little tighter maybe. Certainly not going anywhere, that's for sure. Ooh, touchy. Uh-oh, I did it. Okay, we're good. Now, we start putting the cover back on. Okay, when you're about to put the panel back on, you'll find this slot right here, and you want to line that slot up right here with where that screw, that bolt is, that 10 millimeter, that we loosened up. Down there, just slide it in, and then slide this one over the top, and these all go on the inside. Okay. Yeah, perfect, perfect. There it is. So now we kind of dry fit it. Now, let's take this bolt here, and we'll get this one started. Now, started but not in. You can kind of give it finger tight, just making sure it's actually started. Okay, that's another 8mm. Now, the screws up here are relatively easy to find. But you kind of keep the panel loose a little bit because you're going to make these little fine adjustments. So I just like to get each of them started. But you can kind of tell really where they're at by the shaded line, or where the rear line of where it's normally been at. See, I'm just snugging it, but I'm also looking along here where the line goes, kind of getting it back where it was. Okay, now this is the last seam you're going to worry about right here, because I'm going to push that in a little bit, take this number 10, go back to that bolt back here. Now we want to tighten it up. Now don't have to overpower it, you want to just snug it up so there's no rattle. Now, I think that's perfect. Now, to test it, gotta open the door. Huh. Now let's see. Seemed like it was a little snug. Perfect. Look at that seam, perfect. All the way down. Okay, that's how you adjust it, that's how you do it. Well, okay, I did use a few more tools than I remember, but you know, it's been 9 years, so you don't take it out that much like I was saying earlier, and that's good. Well, 9 years is a long time on a battery, but you know, the amount I use the car, and I always keep the battery charged. And so if you do those kind of things and maintenance on the battery, it should last a long time for sure. If it gets low, you keep it charged, and in the wintertime, that's a big killer if you don't handle it right then. Well, anyway, I thank you for staying this long. I appreciate the heck out of that, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thanks again.